Good evening, viewers and listeners and readers, some of you. I present to you tonight A Town to Remember. In this particular story, there is a billionaire movie star who's riding across country with her bodyguard who's driving the car. And they get on I-40, but they never get off I-40, no exits or anything. And they end up in a town called Ellwood, Tennessee. They're on their way to Nevada, but they want to stop in Memphis. And they cannot figure out how they ended up in this town. This is another one of my Addict series shows or stories, but only this time someone doesn't go up in the attic. So we will find out what goes on in this story. I'm not going to give it away, of course. I don't do spoilers. But I would tell you this, that I enjoy writing it and I enjoy producing it. And to see the finished product of this made me very proud, just like it did with the theater. Now, if y'all haven't seen it yet, go back and watch the theater too. That's a good one. Groovy Gavin, that's another Addict Series 1, and Race Against Time. So I have 3 Addict series out there. And if y'all like suspense and y'all like to be a little bit scared or psychological thrillers, put it that way, then you have to watch not just this one, but go and see the rest of them. They are now available on YouTube on my page, Randa Wise, in their entirety. Okay, so with all that being said, let's get into it. And if you're feeling my vibe, please like and subscribe. My name is Randa Wise, and my aim is to entertain. See you on the other side. Bye-bye. What is time? What is space? What if time was only in the mind? With respect to where we are, you will find that time could only be what you perceive as you go back in time in the Addict series. Chapter 1. Wendell placed Zamorya's bags into the car and waited for nearly 10 minutes before she finally left the house. Her domestic staff were still on site. She owned a 15,000 square foot home with 8 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. She was 38 years old with no children and married to her career. She had been an actress since she was 19, having her first break in a sitcom before starring in over a dozen movies and winning 2 Oscars. Her net worth was worth $1.5 billion. Fans loved her. Critics accused her of being selfish because how dare she waste all that fame, talent, beauty, and intelligence not having a man made some black men despise her to some degree. Wendell walked her to the car, opened the door, she stepped in.
Any stops you want to make on the way, Miss Barber?
Not right now. We already running late. She spoke as she browsed her phone. Wendell thought that they would kill time if they took a flight instead of driving all the way out to Nevada for this movie shoot. That was a 2,500-mile drive with at least 27 hours. But they had 6 days to get there. They would have to make a couple of overnight stops, though.
How are you feeling this morning?
I'm doing fine. And you, Wendell? The large vehicle was making its way westbound on I-74. At that point, Wendell pulled over for a fill-up and a bathroom break. How long before we get to I-40?
Well, right now we on 26, so 40 is right up the road. Why, did you have something in mind?
No, I'm good. Once he was done fueling, he opened the door, she stepped into the car, and they were on the way. According to the road plan, they would spend the night in Nashville before heading west again. Soon, Zamorya was asleep. He used the music to keep him awake. Although she was his boss, they had a good relationship. They were friends, in fact, having gone to the same high school. She had run into him at Concord Mills one day when she was out and Wendell had just lost his job. That was back in 2022, 4 years ago. She offered him a job as her driver and security. He was 6'4" and weighed around 230 pounds. He'd been on the football team in high school and college until he suffered an injury. At that point, he had gone into construction, but the company he worked for did massive layoffs. It wasn't long before the car was on a lonely road by dusk. Before it went through a small town, he didn't know how he ended up in this little sleepy town where he never even made any turns off the interstate. It was now dark, well after 9 p.m. He had passed several small stores that were already closed, a gas station, before seeing small homes with driveways. Something about this place gave him pause, as nothing looked the same as what he was used to seeing. A few of the homes had old cars parked in the driveways. Not old cars as in 1990s vehicles, old cars that looked like 1950s that he had seen on the internet and in some old movies. He pulled over so he could use the phone to see where he was because his navigation system in the car had stopped working. No data appeared on the phone. In fact, the screen was all white. He kept swiping. Nothing. Then the vehicle shut off. The car refused to start, and he wondered what was going on. Nervousness started setting in, and he could feel a film of sweat forming on his forehead. Zamorya must have realized the car stopped moving because she woke up. "What's up?" Wendell heard her say. The place was dark except for a few porch lights and dimmed street lights.
I'm trying to get a signal, but my phone went totally out.
"Oh, let me try mine." When she got the same results, she said, "What's going on? And where are we?" She looked around at the strange town. "And I thought we were supposed to be stopping in Nashville."
Me too, but I never got off the interstate. I don't know what's going on.
What do you mean? What do you mean you didn't? What do you mean you don't know? Wendell, get us to Nashville.
Well, it don't even look like that could happen right now.
What? What can't happen? What do you mean it can't happen?
Zamorya, the car stopped, and I can't start it back up.
What? Stopped?
Yeah, stopped, and I can't start it.
Oh, man. Well, what are we going to do? Our phones don't work. My tablet even stopped working, and we're stuck in a town that looks like we're stuck in the 1800s.
Well, not really the 1800s or more. They didn't even have cars back then.
Whatever the case, Wendell, we're in a place that forgot Jim Crow was over. She did not know how true that may have been.
The only thing we can do right now, Z, is to ask someone if we could use their phone so we can call AAA.
This truck It's a 2024. It hardly has any miles.
Zamorya, anything can break down. I mean, stop being so delusional.
He opened his door, got out, walked around the truck, and opened her door. I am not getting out of this car, Wendell.
Listen, I'm not leaving you in here, Z. Let's go.
Just keep the doors locked. He shook his head negatively. She finally stepped out and looked around. The air was balmy, and there wasn't any sound other than the train from a nearby railroad. They headed up the porch of a small two-story home. Wendell noticed the old car in the driveway. There was a rocking chair on the porch and a small table. He noticed the light coming on in the downstairs room when he knocked. A tall black man who looked to be in his late 40s opened the door, standing behind a screen door.
Yes. Can I help you?
Sir, I know it's late and I hate to bother you. My name is Wendell Easton and this is Zamorya. Our vehicle broke down and our phones are not working. Was wondering if you could allow us to make a call to AAA.
Well, sure you can. Where's your car?
It's down the block a little bit.
The man unlatched the screen door and stepped onto the porch to get a view of the vehicle in question.
That big black truck? That looks like a small bus. Never seen one like that before. Step on in here.
He showed them where the phone was. On the table, near the sofa, was a black rotary phone. Wendell sat down and picked up the phone. He realized this was different. While he was trying to figure out how to use the phone, Zamorya noticed a calendar on the wall. The year stated 1956. She nudged him and said, Wendell, look. He was still holding the receiver when he looked at the calendar. Excuse me, but what year is it? She asked the man.
Why, it's 1956. What year you think it is?
Sir, it's 2026. Wendell and Zamorya looked at each other before she said, Wendell, we gotta get out of here.
Well, I thought you said your car broke down.
Oh, no, that's okay. We'll manage. Is there a hotel nearby within walking distance? Samuel, what's going on? What's going on down there? Just then, they heard the voice of a woman upstairs. They heard her steps as she made her way down to the living room. She appeared before them. She was a short woman with a full figure, round face, large eyes, and medium brown skin. Samuel? She prompted, giving a quizzical look at the couple.
Oh, Bella, this is Wendell and,
My name is Zamorya. She wasn't surprised the man did not remember her name. Most people didn't. But what she was surprised about was the fact that he did not know who she was. She was an Oscar-winning actress.
Yeah, that's right. Well, they stranded. They want to make a call.
No, what we need is a hotel. Well, honey, the closest hotel don't take us colored, you know. With all due respect, miss, my name is Bella. Bella Connolly. Well, I'm sorry, Mrs. Connolly, but we're tired, we are stranded, and all I need is to get myself a nice hotel to reset. I understand, baby. We can take you to a hotel. It's 13 miles down the road. But they ain't gonna take you. It's all white. This can't be right. This cannot be. I must be dreaming. Zamorya rubbed her temples. She was confused. Let me fix you some ginger tea. That should calm you down a bit, Bella said before disappearing into the kitchen.
If you don't mind, we have a couple of spare rooms y'all can take. Are you two married?
No,
He's my security. No, we're not married.
When Emil looked puzzled, she added,
Okay, he's my bodyguard.
Your bodyguard? Your bodyguard?
Yes, I'm Zamorya. The Zamorya Barber?
The man didn't seem to understand what she was saying, and that's when she realized that if they actually were in 1956, she would not be born for another 28 years. She decided not to attempt to convince him. Bella called them to the dining room for tea. That's when Zamorya saw the time on the clock said 2:15 a.m. Chapter 2. Zamorya opened her eyes. She thought about the dream she had. Her eyes focused on the window of the bedroom. That's when she realized she was in a strange place. She looked around the room, and that's when she knew it was not a dream. Then the smell of bacon, eggs, pancakes wafted through the air. She heard Bella's hearty laugh, and it sounded like several people were downstairs, and it sounded like it was coming from the dining room. She sprung from the bed, opened the door, and headed downstairs. People sat at the dining room table along with Emil.
Oh, good morning, Zamorya.
Emil said. He introduced her to the people who sat at the table. Bella came out of the kitchen and said, Hey girl, get washed up now. Breakfast be ready soon. How do you state your name again?
Zamorya, but you can just call me Z.
Okay. I know you gotta be hungry, child. Zamorya headed back upstairs. Where was Wendell? Where was he at? She wondered. She took a shower and changed her clothes. By the time she reached the dining room, most of the others had eaten. Bella set a cup of coffee in front of her and told her to help herself with the food. You know, my brother is good with fixing cars. His name is Oscar. He'll be over about lunchtime. You want him to take a look-see under your hood?
Thanks so much, Bella. I would appreciate that. Where is Wendell?
He went out a bit ago with Emil. They'll be back in a bit. You got any children, Z?
No, ma'am, I do not. Do you?
We got a son. He grown, though. He go to Tuskegee for engineering.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's what's up.
Yeah. So, as you in college?
Oh, no. No, I'm 38, but I'm an actress.
Oh, you don't look nowhere near no 38. What do you do to stay looking so young? And what kind of actress? A stage actress? Zamorya knew Bella would never understand. They didn't believe it was 2026. She definitely wouldn't believe Zamorya was an Oscar-winning actress worth over $1 billion.
Well, I guess you can say I'm a stage actress.
And what stage? Broadway? You look like an up north kind of girl, you know?
No, actually, I'm from North Carolina. That's where I live. We decided to drive to Nevada for a movie shoot. We were on the interstate, and all of a sudden, we ended up in your town.
Uh-huh, I see. Emil and Wendell returned.
Oscar said he'll be over about an hour. He'll take a look at the car.
Thank you so much, Emil. Wendell, where were you?
I went out with Emil to get ice for the icebox.
Icebox? What?
Yeah, icebox, child. To keep things cool. You ain't never heard of an icebox.
I thought people had refrigerators for that.
Oh, we plan on getting one soon.
Yeah, we used to have an iceman deliver the ice, but now that old James McDonald put a stop to that.
Who is James McDonald, if you don't mind me asking?
Some white man who can't leave us alone. He calls himself an urban developer. He trying to make it hard for us down here in Ellwood.
Ellwood? Where's that?
That's the name of our town. He talk about buying up our land and building shopping centers and running part of I-40 through here.
Well, he can't buy your land if you don't sell it, can he? They find ways to do things around here. We here minding our own business, got our own stores, banks, and homes, but we happy. Once Zamorya was able to get Wendell alone, she reminded him to get the case full of cash out of the trunk before Bella's brother looked at the car. She would hide it under the bed until it was time for them to leave.
I keep telling you to quit traveling around with that kind of money, girl.
Yeah, I know you keep telling me, but listen, you never know what can happen. You know I wouldn't have been able to get on the plane with it.
Wait a minute, I thought you said you ain't want to fly because they gutted the FAA.
Yeah, well, that too. Just do what I asked you to do, Wendell. Please. Oscar did not show up until Wendell removed the case of money from the trunk.
Yo, I never seen an engine built like this before,
Oscar said as he peered under the hood.
Yeah, Bella told me the car was different, but I'll see what I can do. I know I can at least find the problem. Oh, no, man. I mean, I'd appreciate it if you can, but this is a 2024. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
But he sounded more dismissive than convinced. He was able to hitch the SUV onto his wrecker and take it to his shop. Thank you so much, Oscar. And let me know what all of this is going to cost, okay?
Well, you quite welcome, young lady.
Chapter 3. Zamorya, for the first time, felt relaxed. Bella took her to the marketplace with her, and everyone seemed friendly and familiar with one another. She introduced her to the woman who owned the marketplace. This is Z, and she from North Carolina. And Z, this is my friend Sarah, my best friend and spiritual sister. It's nice to meet you, Z. Same here, Sarah. Nice to meet you, too. After they finished at the market, they walked another block to the ice cream place. Although everything about the place was old, it had a feel of comfort. The man who owned the ice cream shop was an older guy named Lenny. He had opened the place in 1932. Bella put up the groceries once they arrived home. So what do you all like to do around here, Bella? Zamorya asked. She knew Wendell went down to the pool room with Ellwood. It was Saturday, and Ellwood did not have to work that day. Bella didn't work outside the home at all. Well, just about every Saturday night we hit the juke joint. Cooley Knight and Bucky will be performing tonight. Would you like to go? Juke joint? Cooley Knight? Who is that? The only thing she knew about a juke joint was what she had seen in The Color Purple, a movie that was released the year she was born. She was in her teens when she finally watched that movie, though. Yeah, girl, Cooley Knight. She spelled her last name Night, so don't get confused. But yeah, you'll have fun. You ain't never been to a juke joint before? No, actually, I haven't. She had never even done a juke joint scene in a movie. But what Bella was saying sounded like fun. I'm sure you got something to wear as nice as you dress. So, do you go to church on Sunday? Sometimes. Me and them you'll go sometimes. Oh, are you going tomorrow? Depends on how tired Ellwood is. He ain't into going to church like I am, though. Zamorya hadn't been to church since Easter Sunday when she was 16. She found herself being resigned to the fact that she was in a different time period. Later that day, they headed down to the juke joint where Cooley Knight sang and Bucky played his piano.
You love has
walk away and decided not to stay. Ooh, I found my way when you left me stranded. I took my vows not taken for granted, but you decided to leave, decided to be free. So let me be. Whoa, let me be. 'Cause you decided to be free. Ooh, let me be. No, let me be. Oh, let me People danced on the dance floor swing style. Some people shagged and hand danced. A young man approached their table where she sat with Wendell, Elmo, and Bella. Excuse me, would you like to dance? Zamorya looked up at the guy. He was handsome. I'm not sure I know how to dance the way they're dancing. It's okay. I'll lead. The young man said, "Oh, girl, go dance with him. That's Edsel. He harmless." Bella said. Zamorya stood. Edsel took her by the hand and he said, "What is your name?" "Well, my name is Zamorya, but you can call me Z." "Okay, Z." He led her to the dance floor and she was surprised at how she caught on to the dance. "Where are you from?" "Charlotte, North Carolina." "Well, what brings you here?" "We sort of got stuck. We're stranded. Wendell is my friend. We were driving through." She knew nobody realized she was an actress. Telling Edsel he was her bodyguard would sound crazy. "He's not your man?" "No, he's not." That you never leave me. Oh, listen to me, sweetie. I am yours forevermore. He led her back to the table and told her he would like to keep in touch with her. But she knew that would be impossible in 1956. Her cell phone did not work, and that was her only means of communication. "Well, Edsel, I will be at Bella's for a while. Don't know how long though." Zamorya was so tired when she arrived at the house that all she could do was close her eyes and fall asleep. She'd never had such a good night's sleep in her life. The street was quiet and all she could hear was crickets. Chapter 4. Zamorya thought she was seeing things when she woke up and a girl around 5 years old was standing near her bed. Hello? Hello? Who are you? I'm Alice. Well, hi Alice. What's your name? My name is Z. Z like the alphabet? Yes. Z like the alphabet, Alice. Bella then stepped into the room. Alice, come on, girl. We're going to be late for church. She then looked at Zamorya and said, I see you done met my niece already. Yeah, she's very sweet. Zamorya could see Bella was already dressed. Nobody woke her up. You gon' stay here. Emma's here. Wendell is downstairs with him. I made breakfast for y'all. And whenever you wake up, we won't be gone about an hour or so. Oh, okay. Thank you so much, Bella. You're welcome. I didn't wake you because I'm sure you was tired. Can you shuck some corn for dinner when I come back? Yes, I sure can. Bye, Z. Oh, bye, Alice. It was nice meeting you. Zamorya tried to go back to sleep, but she could not. She got up, got into the shower, and headed downstairs. By then, Wendell and Ellwood were out back, sitting at a table playing cards with two other men. She decided to grab a cup of coffee and a biscuit. Wendell seemed to be having the time of his life in this little old town. She wondered if they would ever make it out of there, though. Would this be their lives? She could not imagine coming up through a time before she was born. What would it be like? Once Bella returned, she changed her clothes and started with dinner. Alice came in and helped them cook. Do you have a husband? Alice asked. No, I don't have a husband, Alice. Then who is that man? Alice, mind your manners, girl. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, Z. Oh, that's okay. Wendell is just a friend of mine. Oscar showed up right before dinner was ready. He and Wendell shook hands. I did look at the car, and I did find the problem. I don't know where to get that kind of part though. But I do as best as I can, to fix it.
Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate all you doing already, Oscar.
You're welcome. Edsel said it can be fixed, though. Something about hearing Edsel's name made Zamorya's heart jump. He'd been so smooth and gentlemanly. Edsel, in fact, stopped by after dinner, and Zamorya realized that people just came in without knocking during the day, and she realized most people in that sweet little town did not even lock their doors at night.
Ellwood, look what I got.
Edsel said, handing Ellwood a folded letter. Ellwood unfolded the letter and read it.
That's the second person that got this kind of letter. They're lying. They lying, Ellwood. I paid my taxes. I bet James McDonald was behind this. He trying to take all our properties.
Sarah and her husband got the same kind of letter from the county regarding their market.
So how can they just skew the facts like this? I know I've been paying my taxes. I pay my taxes before I eat.
Edsel said, you know he friends with them people over there in the county, that James McDonald.
Bella, we gotta keep fighting, baby. We gotta keep fighting.
Zamorya took in this whole conversation. How could someone just seize their properties like this? She had read about these same tactics on the internet and knew these white folks would stop at nothing. Some towns had been burned down, but this was the 1950s, and they seemed to have found a more framed method that looked legal, this bureaucracy. This was the time when the racers were getting more creative at winning at the game.
We need to go down there to City Hall together. This need to be a class action,
Emuel said. Chapter 5. Monday, the very next morning, most of the property owners in town headed to the county to dispute their notices of arrears. They all lined up to speak with the person in charge of property tax. Zamorya decided to go with Bella and Emil. The place was 15 miles down a long country road. Listen, I have receipts from 6 months ago proving that I paid my taxes, a woman who owned the beauty salon said. She presented all of her receipts. The white woman behind the window took them and looked them over. Mrs. Jenkins, I see, but all are partial payment. What? What do you mean partial payment? You've been paying $42 a month for your taxes. You're actually supposed to pay $85 per month. You lying! You are lying! You're lying! Ma'am, we sent everyone letters stating taxes were increasing $43 per month for businesses and $26 per month for residences. I never got no such letter.
I didn't either.
Neither did I. I didn't get no letter like that either. A series of protests followed, and soon the place got noisy, and things just got out of hand. The sheriff arrived with a couple of deputies, and the so-called troublemakers were taken to jail in handcuffs. Zamorya was mortified, watching the scene, witnessing 3 people being taken, including Mrs. Jenkins, whom the people at the county considered the one who kicked off the riot, as they called it. She knew what the deal was. They wanted to make examples out of them in order to scare the others off. Although Zamorya lived in 2026, she had seen this scene before. She had seen it in the civil rights videos and documentaries and books, saw it with the Minnesota protests, saw the 47th president order a journalist to be jailed. The ride home was quiet. Once they were inside, Bella and Emil began putting their heads together.
I'm going to call my lawyer,
Emil said, picking up the phone. He sat on the sofa while making the call. Zamorya had to explain to Wendell what happened because he did not go to the county with them. He had gone to the barber shop to get his haircut.
So what's going to happen now?
I don't know. Emil is getting things together now to try to get them out. Bella went into the backyard, removed a board from the ground, and pulled out a small fireproof lockbox. She used her key and pulled several bills from it. Now they should be able to use this, Emil. She handed the money to her husband.
They said $500, baby. We only got 3.
Well, we'll try to find the rest. But Zamorya thought it was time for her to get involved. She said, "Put your money away, Bella." "I beg your pardon, girl." "I got this." She headed upstairs, removed a case full of money, counted out $500, and returned downstairs. She handed Bella the money. The first thing Bella noticed was how different those $100 bills looked. The numbers were larger than the ones they were used to seeing, and it made Bella a little bit suspicious when she asked her as she turned over the money, examining it. "Wait a minute. Is this real?" "Yeah. Why are you asking?" She then compared those to the ones Zamorya had given her and said, "I don't know if they're going to accept this. It has the year 2024 on it." "Well, let's hope them greedy fools don't notice."
But we don't want to take your money. We'll handle this.
"No, Emil, I got this. Consider this payment for allowing me to stay in your home while my car is being fixed. You all have been so hospitable. I insist. Bella and Emil looked at each other before he finally said,
Well, okay. Well, let's head over to the bondsman now then.
The bondsman took the money without even looking closely at it, and Zamora noticed. Afterwards, they headed to the county jail to get Mrs. Jenkins and the other two out. They talking about charging us for disorderly conduct and inciting a riot. How dare they lie? Mrs. Jenkins said she was still mad.
Well, I have Harry Scott on the case. Don't you worry, Viola. Don't you worry now.
Heck, I ain't worried, but they better be, she said as one of her hands went straight to her hip. Chapter 6. I don't know your name. Zamorya decided she would get her hair done, so she headed over to the hair salon. A young girl named Edna gave her a wash and press and curl. She heard conversations swimming around about the issues regarding the property of the residents. Now they gonna tell me that my house is supposed to be auctioned off next week because I'm late on my taxes. I paid my taxes. One of the customers said, I never got a letter that my taxes were going up. We got 6 kids. We cannot come up with that kind of money to pay no balance. They'll do anything to get what they want. They trying to buy up all the property to put some food shopping center here and part of it to use as an exit off Interstate 40. One of the operators said. That's when it occurred to Zamorya why they ended up in the middle of that town, although Wendell said he never exited according to her GPS. That town did not exist. By 2026, Ellwood had been wiped off the map. This was a shame. During these conversations is when she realized several more people's properties, including businesses and homes, will be auctioned off next week. That's too many families losing their homes and livelihoods. She had to do something. By the time she returned to Bella's house, she had resolved in her mind what she would do. Oh, child! Your hair look good. Who did it? Bella said the minute she saw Zamorya. A young lady named Edna. Oh, yeah, Edna, yeah. She always do a good job. Turn around. She spun around. Woo! You wait till Ethel see you now. He thinks he's in love. He really gonna be in love now. Zamorya had to admit that she was kind of feeling him too. Hey, Wendell, take a picture of me and Z. She got the camera from her credenza and handed it to him. He looked at it, trying to figure out how to use it. She took the camera from him and said, you know, I'm beginning to believe y'all when y'all said y'all from the future. All you got to do is press this button right here. And when it flashes, you know you done took the picture.
Oh, okay. I got you.
He took a photo of Bella and Zamorya standing next to each other. They both smiled. Alice then jumped up and wanted to take a photo too. Zamorya kneeled next to the child while Wendell took their pictures. Oh, I can't wait until they develop these. We'll take them down to Pauline's Photoshop tomorrow. How long does it take to develop them? Oh, just about a week or so. Depends on how busy she is down there. Oh, okay. Where's this auction supposed to be at? At the town hall. Now, I'm going, even though mine ain't on the auction block yet. I'm going to support the rest of them.
With the action here from Dodger Stadium in very few minutes now. George, you do have the lineups and the umpires.
Edsel showed up after dinner. Zamorya joined him on the porch over a glass of lemonade while they talked. Wendell and Ellwood were inside listening to a baseball game on the radio.
Your hair looks really pretty, lady.
Edsel said,
Thanks. So how was your work day today?
It was fun. We still working on your truck. What kind of truck is that? It's very different under the hood.
She found it difficult to explain to him that she was from 2026. So she said,
It's custom made.
Oh, I see. Well, we're working on fixing the problem. Matter of fact, it should be done by Wednesday.
Thank you so much, Edsel. Just let me know how much once you're done.
He waved her off and said,
It's okay. Good experience for me, though.
So tell me, how long have you been working on cars?
All my life. Since I was about 7 or 8. Well, I'm 34 now.
Well, I guess that would be all of your life.
So, are you coming back this way once you leave?
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, me too. It would be good to see you again. But you have my phone number. Please give me a call once you settle wherever you're going.
I will, Edsel.
He held her hand as the sun went down. This felt so right. Everything, other than that tax problem they were having, seemed perfect. Despite the lack of technology, like the times she grew up in, she still felt at home. Bella had told her that Ellwood would sometimes go to sleep sitting on the porch and nobody ever bothered him. Chapter 7. The auction was held at Town Hall that following Tuesday. The place filled up. The auctioneers stood in front of the place. The event kicked off with a family who had 6 children whose home was being auctioned off. 420 Moss Lane. Can we open the bid at 20,000? Do I hear 20,000? 20,000. Someone raised their paddle. 20,000, 20,000. Do I hear 30? Can I get 30,000? 30,000, 30,000. Another raised their paddle. 40. Another person yelled from the audience. All right, 40. We got 40. Can I hear 50? Do I hear 50?
100,000.
Called the female voice from the back. Everyone turned around and Zamorya sat there. She raised her paddle so the auctioneer could see her. Then she stood. Wendell and Bella and Ellwood wondered what she was doing. She headed to the front. All of the addresses that were being auctioned off were written down on her notepad. She held it in her hand. Then she started reading off all the addresses and telling the auctioneer what her opening bid was and what she would pay. There were a total of 9 addresses, some businesses and some homes.
Let us not waste any more time here. I bid $100,000 for 105 Ashton Street. I bid $100,000 for 428 Moss Lane. I bid $100,000 for 28 Walnut Street, $100,000 for 94 Crest Ridge Road, $100,000 for 241 Wanderlust Street, $100,000 for 191 Carriage Road, $100,000 for Calder Lane, and finally $100,000 for 16 Calder Lane. The auctioneer raised his eyebrows and then he said, Anyone? Going once? Going twice? Hey, this ain't how we do things around here. James McDonald sprung up from his seat and yelled, Neither is trying to steal the property of people who worked hard for what they have, Mr. McDonald. Now, unless you're planning on challenging the offers I have made on these properties, I suggest you sit down.
I
I don't believe she's able to uphold these offers she's making,
James said to the auctioneer.
Do you want to outbid me, Mr. McDonald?
The auctioneer then looked at James McDonald for an answer.
You can't pay all that. You're playing games. Now, do anybody in here think this little colored girl can pay all that money? That's almost $1 million. Mr. McDonald, I suggest you watch your mouth. I can pay it. So, what are you going to do? Are you going to outbid me or not?
He tossed his cap on the floor and stormed out of the place. Some of the people in the audience clapped while others left without another word.
So take your game and go.
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 Take your shame 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 and go.
Take your game and go.
After that was done, she wrapped up things. Emil took her to the county office where she paid off the tax balances of everyone in the town. Then she returned to Bella's house feeling good. People showed up, thanking her for bailing them out. Edsel and Oscar were the last ones to show up.
Thank you so much for helping us out. I really appreciate that, Z.
Oscar said.
And I thank you too for helping me, Oscar.
And by the way, we finished fixing your car today.
Oh, you did? Oh, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, we did. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much.
She hugged him, and then Edsel said,
Can I get a hug too?
She hugged him as well, but when he hugged her, he lifted her and spun her around.
Now you can get on the road. It's running real good too.
Thank you, Edsel, and you know I will be keeping in touch.
He smiled. That night, they threw her a party at the juke joint, and she had the time of her life. She and Edsel danced nearly the entire night. Chapter 8.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate what you have done, Z. Oh, you are welcome, Bella. And you know we would definitely pay you back. Me and Emil already discussed this. No, Bella, please. Consider it a gift.
Emil came out and hugged her while Wendell finished packing the car. Hugs went around, and soon they were back on the road. Emil and Bella waved at the retreating car.
When I'm loaded down with thoughts of deep despair, when it seems that no one cares, it brings me decent memories. All the greatest.
Before Zamorya knew anything, she was falling asleep. The motion of the vehicle lulled her into slumber. The music purred in the background. Everything around her relaxed her, especially the comfortable seats in the middle row of the vehicle. The sound of Kathy Kent Graves' voice woke her up. Mind you, Kathy Kent Graves was not even born in the 1950s. She may have been born in the 1970s. Heck, Zamorya didn't know, but she knew that the woman did not exist back then. Zamorya finally opened her eyes, and she spied the vehicles on the road. Everything was back to normal. 2026. Then she remembered falling asleep in the car before they ended up in a strange town. When Wendell noticed she was awake, he said,
Finally, you're back. I was up here talking to myself before I realized you went to sleep on me.
Yeah, I had this weird dream, Wendell. I dreamed that we got stranded in this town.
And it was 1956, right? 1956?
Yeah, wait a minute. Was that real? We were actually there. I didn't dream it?
Yeah, it really happened. And then when I started driving...
Wait a minute. Hold up. When did things go back to 2026?
I was just finna tell you that. I don't know. I was on a quiet road, then all of a sudden, on the highway again. Just like the reverse happened when we ended up in Ellwood. This is freaking me out.
Wow. You know what? This is freaking me out too, Wendell.
Yeah. I'm like totally spooked right now. But you know what, Z?
What?
You know what?
What, Wendell? What?
I ain't even gonna lie. I enjoyed it. Things were so different. No wonder people always talk about the good old days.
Yeah, that's true. And you know, now I wish I could go back to the good old days.
You're not telling me to turn around, are you? Would this have anything to do with that dude, Edsel?
Oh no, we need to get down to Nevada because I really do need this role. Now, what day is it anyway?
Well, it's Saturday.
she remembered it was late Friday night when they got stuck in Ellwood.
So, we didn't really lose any time? Is that what you're telling me?
No, not according to my phone.
I thought we lost at least a week.
No, I guess not.
He said, handling the wheel of that large vehicle with ease. Chapter 9. They arrived at the movie set before checking into the hotel. Zamorya headed to her trailer to get changed into her character outfit. Her assistants were all there, present and waiting on her. Afterwards, she headed out on set and went into action. Once everything was over, they checked into their hotel. She would not be returning to the set until the next day, so she and Wendell could go out for dinner after she got herself a nice hot bath and was able to relax. After she changed, she checked her phone and got a notification from YouTube. She opened the video, and a woman who looked to be in maybe her 70s was on a video speaking. Hello, everyone out there. I'm Alice Timberland of Ellwood, Tennessee, and we are celebrating our 70th anniversary of the day our town was saved from being auctioned off to a greedy urban developer who wanted to turn our town and livelihood into a shopping mall and businesses. Now, thanks to God, who sent us an angel in the middle of the night, that never happened. Her name was Zamorya Barber. As I do each year, we want to thank her for saving us from being swept up into urban gentrification, as most black people have been the victim of. We don't know if Miss Barber is still with us today, but as we do each year, send our thanks to her and to anyone who might be in her family who knows about this. Our town would have never existed anymore without her. So come join us tomorrow for our celebration at the Ellwood Club / Juke Joint, as some of y'all may have known it to be back in the day. Goodbye. And before Zamorya entered the town, she had never heard of Ellwood. She had changed history? Zamorya was in tears by the time she was done listening to that video. She hurried down the hall and banged on Wendell's door.
Wendell! Wendell! Wendell, open this door!
He snatched the door open, alarmed.
What? Yeah? What are you doing in the hallway? You're supposed to
We gotta
be...
go. We gotta go, Wendell. Let's go.
Go? Go where? Where are we going now?
Back to Ellwood. Let's go.
What? No, wait a minute. Hold up. Now, you done lost your mind,
No, I haven't. Please.
No, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You want me to drive all the way back to some Tennessee?
No, a flight. We gotta get there really quickly.
I thought you didn't trust flying no more.
I do now, okay? I changed my mind. So let's go, please.
Wendell was starting to get travel whiplash dealing with her. One day she wants to drive across the country. The next day she wants to fly back to where they started. But he was being paid handsomely, not only to protect her, but to put up with her antics. Chapter 10. When they returned to Ellwood, some things had changed, although it had the same hometown comfortable feeling as it had before. The vehicles were modern. There had been some upgrades to the ice cream shop, the marketplace and the barber shop, beauty shop, but still all remained standing. She noticed a hamburger place on Crest Ridge Road that was not there before. It sat in the adjacent lot of the auto shop, Oscar's auto shop. That's when Edsel came across her mind. He was handsome and very nice. His voice had a calming effect on her. She recalled them holding hands on the porch and how gently he spoke. She would guess he would be deceased by now. They found out the reunion was in fact held at the Ellwood Club, which used to be the juke joint back in 1956. They parked amongst the cars that were already packed in the lot and hopped out. Wendell guided her to the door. When they opened the door, a woman who was in her mid-70s was on stage speaking. Immediately, Zamorya recognized her as Alice in that video, the same little girl that was Bella's niece.
And therefore, we are thankful as a few generations of Ellwood residents have had the privilege of calling our city home. And
Alice spoke, but she stopped in mid-sentence when she noticed Wendell and Zamorya entering. Curious about what had captured her attention, people turned to look, their eyes landing on the pair who just entered the club.
see, is that you? Is that you?
Tears began spilling from Alice's eyes. She stepped from the stage and headed towards Zamorya. They met each other halfway, and everyone clapped. The women hugged.
Oh, look at you. You're still so young. You still so young. Well, you well preserved yourself, Alice.
Other than a few silver strands, Alice didn't look much older than 50, although she was 75.
Where have you been? We've been looking all over for you, Z. Well, Now I found you. Oh, hey everyone, this is the angel God sent us in the middle of the night. Her name is Zamorya Barber. People began getting up, going to the bathroom and getting food, but many of them came over to meet Zamorya. Just about everyone there were either the children of 1956 or hadn't even been born. Alice, let me ask you something. I'm just curious. What happened to Edsel? Is he still around? Oh, Z, he waited his whole life for you. He never got married or had any children. Wait a minute, he waited for me? Yes, ma'am. He waited for you. Girl, he fell in love with you. He sometimes would sit on Bella and Emil's porch, waiting for that old big black truck to be in the corner. Oh, I'm sorry. When did he die? Oh, he's not dead, honey. But he's over 100 years old, though. Let me take you over there to him. Alice grabbed Zamorya's hand and led her to an elderly man sitting in a wheelchair. His back was to them. Now, you have to talk really loud because he's hard of hearing. Other than that, this old guy has all of his faculties and a sharp memory. Zamorya was suddenly nervous, almost like the day they met. Edsel! Edsel! Someone's here for you.
Here for me? Somebody's here for me?
Yes! And here she is right here. When Zamorya stepped into his view in front of him, his eyes lit up as he focused on her.
Oh, Z, Z, you here? You came to me.
Tears spilled from his eyes. Zamorya also cried tears of joy, and she said, Yes, it's me, Edsel. Yes, it's me. It's me.
You still pretty as can be, you know. You pretty. You still beautiful. But you finally came. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad to be here, and I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, yeah. You know, Z, I waited for you. I waited for you to call me.
I know, and I'm sorry. I am so sorry. It was difficult for her to explain why she was not able to call him. They held hands as they sat next to each other, and they talked.
You're not gonna leave me again, are you?
No, Edsel. No, I won't leave you again. I am here to stay. Then she gave him a warm kiss on the lips. Look at you two! Z and Edsel sitting in the tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. Alice teased. She had come over to them because she held something in her hands that she wanted to show Zamorya. But when she saw that kiss, it made her stop and back up and watch for a minute. Then she presented Zamorya the photos she had taken with her and Bella. Oh, wow! This looked like I was like, yeah, well, anyway. Oh, thank you. Then Alice took a photo of Zamorya and Edsel sitting together with her phone. Send me that picture, please, Alice. Zamorya gave her the phone number to send it to. So, what about Bella and Emil? Well, Bella died in 1989 and Emil died in 1991. I'm really surprised to see Edsel, honestly.
Although he was a much older man, he was still handsome. His medium brown skin still held much of its elasticity.
You really don't believe me when I told you he waited for you, do you? The man is 105 years old, Z. Oh, wow.
Zamorya did not want the moment with Etzel to end, but his nephew had to get him back home to rest. She kissed him and told him they would have lunch the next day.
I would love that. Thank you so much. I would really love to see you again.
She watched his nephew wheel him out of the building. She wiped her tears. She could not believe how things turned out.
So where are you staying? I'm sure you're not leaving tonight. You do owe Etzel lunch tomorrow. I'm sure I can find a hotel that allows black patrons around here now. Well, I tell you what. How about you stay at Bella's house? Nobody is there right now. Their son died 10 years ago, and his daughter is on vacation. She owns the house now, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind you staying there. That's what's up. Generational property, girl.
Zamorya said as they high-fived. They headed over to the house. Much of the house was still the same, except for a few renovations like the bathrooms and kitchen. The backyard no longer had grass. It had been turned into a patio with a deck.
Now let me know if you need anything, okay?
Alice said before she left Zamorya and Wendell in the house. Wendell sighed once she was gone and said,
I don't know what I'm going to do with you, Z.
I don't know what I'm going to do with me either, but let's get some rest.
They headed upstairs to the bedrooms that Alice had prepared for them. Chapter 11. Zamorya thought she just hit the pillows when her phone went off. She answered the phone.
Z, this is Alice. I'm sorry for waking you up. No, it's okay. Is everything okay? Well, I just got a call from Ben, Etzel's nephew. He said Etzel died about an hour ago, and he died peacefully in his sleep. Oh no.
When you came into my life, my world changed. Oh,
It's okay, Z. You gon' cry. He got to see you before he died. Now he's at peace.
Zamorya had to accept that fact.
Yes, I guess you're right. He finally got his wish. And I'm so glad I came when I did. I am too. Are you leaving tomorrow? No, I'm gonna stay for the funeral. Oh, that's so sweet of you. Alice, I loved Etzel. I really did. I know you did. Well, I'll let you go get some rest. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow, and I'll help with the arrangement.
Zamorya fell back onto the pillow, staring up at the ceiling. Etzel Waller, born March 9, 1921, died April 30th, 2026. She looked at the picture Alice had sent that she'd taken of her and Etzel.
Because time does not always mean change, and sometimes things remain the same. But the impossible becomes believable in the Attic series.
Yes, I'm still here. Okay. If you made it this far, you must have enjoyed it. And let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know how you felt about this. Just whatever. And like, subscribe, and share. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.